I have to make sure this shit don't get thrown out. Because it will. Given the right circumstances, yes. It's a liability for the state, for those involved, because if they followed their own procedure federally, the feds would come in and fucking get their money back, you know? Unless it's of special interest, which where I believe there are things like, I'm not mistaken, I'll Google it right now, but there are things that kind of enable uh, this blurred line of looking at things. Uh, yeah, RICO, that's what it is. RICO. Guess what? Those are some big guns. I just don't give a shit. How about that? Fuck you guys. You guys always think you can just have all the best new of everything. Like you don't give a shit about that. Fuck you. I'm gonna do it anyway. You fucking hating bitch. Just kiss ass and act like fucking kissing ass is gonna get you somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and just be like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, dude. Like, I wish there was just some way in that organized way of the way you do things that you could just figure that out. But you go in the complete opposite direction where it's just almost very destructive and selfish and self-serving. Completely opposite directions. Not even just something you can deal with anymore. So, ultimatums, that's what it is. Ultimatums, yes. Guys want to know an ultimatum? Either say something about this shit or look like you support them in some way. Like, suppose there was a magic investigation into shit. We can just come right in and do shit. You don't have to hide behind saying shit anymore. We can see shit for what it is. All the bastards and all the extreme ways of living an individual can, I guess, perceive for themselves. Because for me, half of that shit's gonna be hard to understand. So that's some like applied method of handling it or something. So, and fortunately, I only got the time for so much in my life. In fact, let's talk about time. Time that exists in my life. What I can do with that time, right? What it is I'm even being held for what time I've had as a form of uh, proving some kind of being destitute, fucking whatever the fuck that mindset is, just not being adequate or fucking appealing to your fucking best of nature needs all the fucking time. For me, I just want to see, respect. You guys act like that's fucking something you have is unheard of, you know? That would be it. That would literally be it. That's like all. Fuck. Could fix so much problems. Could like fucking address shit in such a way. Of course, it'd be kind of sleazy looking for them entities in them ways and how they want to look like vampires and fucking bloodsuckers all the fucking time. But have wicked cackling laughs like they fucking murdered someone or something. But still be a good guy or something. So, guess yeah, that's all it would take. Just some sense of actually just seeing someone as like a person that's you can fucking conversate with, that you can just like, have a first time interaction with as separate beings, not just some entity that has stored knowledge that you can thrive off of. It's even instilled within those for a form of control. By speaking your language, it's honestly fucking just seems like this shit's been out in the open for quite some time, but all the fuckers I've seen who told me, oh, we're the big chiefs and everything that came through, told me to fucking throw away everything I was doing, right, at the time for their bullshit to say that they had it all figured out and everything. Fucking, it don't seem like that shit really works out for you. Cause we're still here at the surface. We're still at a point where like we're going off of treaties when people, two different nations didn't even know each other. Yes, you can act like fucking living off of the means that fucking we're even essentially whipped into is somehow a form of communication, but it isn't. Can't just say because we wash our hands and shit on a toilet that mirrors what it is your culture, I guess, is responsible for or whatever. That fucking we're one and the same, fucker. 'Cause we're not. Back in those days, it's hard to understand how it is, you know, is anything even worth saving on that other side of the perspective. It wasn't just about being a bunch of cruel fucking pedophile, fucking mass murdering, mutilating, fucking, I guess, tormented even from the atrocities of how they treat themselves and how others have treated them to have projected maybe even such violence onto complete strangers. Okay? Like, there could be a lot of things like that. But again, it's like what it is that these fuckers are even trying to come at me for. How it is you're supposed to be doing something or something. And how that can be perceived. How that can be replied, to or responded with. How another individual, completely opposite, don't even know, can even respond to that information. Just at first glance or exposure. I just see a lot of things you guys really didn't care about. And it shows. Not with even your words, more your actions. You just tell on yourself and then you get mad or something. Because being competitive is like something that's heavily whipped into you, into your ancestors, that's even instilled into you in some way, shape, or form. To where when you lose, it's like a fucked up thing and you just get angry like a little kid. Start getting mad and shit. You can't keep up to that idea of competitiveness. It's constantly edged out. It's just competitive for no fucking reason. And you can just calm your fucking shit down. What can I say? That would be something that would, in my eyes, be like a sociological, psychological element, you know. But even when there are things that do sprout up and bubble to the surface, it's like it gets suppressed by people who don't understand even what that means because it speaks in a whole different, or appeals to a whole different thing, speaks a whole different language from like where they're even coming from or where they think they're coming from anyway. Because if it wasn't about being a good ass kisser and being the best warrior or something, all the way up until a point, because they have all my family, all my relatives on fucking records and everything, so why would they get mad at me for looking at records? If you guys want to know how deeply rooted this whole fucking thing is, where it is I could sit in that spectrum of all that madness, all that chaos, where I have been, where my children could be. Being I seen a lot of this shit when I was even just a child. And what that could mean for a fucker who don't understand, you know, any of that. So, it's a repetitive mindset, can I say? It's like something that just sprouts up, like how there's idiots in different places that kind of mirror them each other, even though they're from different lands, but they do kind of the same thing. Even fucking some disorders are like that, like sleepwalking. Yeah, it's as simple as they could fucking really get, you know? There's a lot of shit to learn from, a lot of similarities and things to find, languages to want to understand and keep. But again, it's just what does it mean to someone who don't understand any of that shit? You don't even care, do you? Because that's what we're looking at. That's what we've been looking at. Fuck. It's not even a new wave of immigrants. Fuck it. You all are the immigrants from way back fucking when. You must really understand the struggle. Because then to the American ideology, right, the nationality concept, any outsiders can come in and just make it bigger, and it's still about America, regardless, right? Still are people who end up formatting to be even like informants against anything that goes against that concept because they become an American. Facts. While us natives disappear. Would it ever have been that way? How would we know, right? How would we know if it weren't for their record and why they want to know? It should be that simple. So, it's been years of this for me. Share with others, they've seen it many different ways. Talked to many people. I haven't just gone off of my perspective. Talked to many people. I've seen many different things. So, I just know It's my involvement with everything. I'm not gonna allow them to make me look like I enable any of that shit. Cause then, yeah, that's where they're trying to set me up for a fall, but I have them with a counter. And I'm waiting for them to activate it. Cause I did so much to keep this going. You understand? I did so much to keep this individual you see here with you. You think I'm gonna give it up to some fuckers who went overseas and shot people and thinks he's fucking hot shit because he did? Thinking America's always number one and doesn't do anything fucking wrong because of what he fucking does? That's right, I'm looking at you assholes. What you gonna do about it? Again, I'm waiting for that closure. 'Cause in a way, this helps me. Helps me when I know you're not worth saving. That you don't have any real opinion to that either when you pass and cross a fucking line of understanding that you know you did. So whatever, you guys are the psychos, and that's why you project it onto the people you want to fuck with. And that's speaking that language. That's knowing them things and who it belongs to. Does it all have to correlate with the linear way it was presented? No. Oh, but yeah, I guess I must be talking rocket science. I have to slow my shit down. For a fucker who's just willing to come in and just like make himself comfortable and try to instill themselves even with the reflexes of my responses with stimuli that can be done in many different ways just to try to ensure that they're always right. The very fuckers I've been hunting this whole time. That's torture. That's torture technology. Where did they get it? Who knows? It would have to be a human being that they got it from. That they raped it from. That's why I only see target practice me in that way. You're not saying you're crazy. You're saying you're an enemy, man. You're saying you want to fuck with someone. You want to mess with them and legitimately legitimize your own bullshit by how it is you fucked with them. And you convince yourself you're just never wrong and capable of doing anything at that point. And you like it. And you know, and you're consciously aware of that because you sought that out. So, again, what more can I say? Uh, Whenever I'm in the presence of someone who's just willing to see a fucker who's willing to say these things as their number one enemy, turn him into a mass shooter, and fucking off of hearsay, fucking come right in with a SWAT team with grenade launchers and everything to try to remove a fucker from where it is that they were consciously aware of being. Just to fulfill their little itch that they have against natives. Because they only legalized killing natives here in the state fairly recently. Just like Boston, how they only allowed natives in at a certain point, way past fucking segregation and everything. While every other state didn't even really give a fuck. Maybe Montana, maybe. That's all I see. So, I'm gonna have to continue this battle. It is a battle. You guys don't need to see how it is that I, survive it. All I know is that you guys need to survive it too. If there's gonna be anyone who is one-on-one real with you fuckers, it's gonna be me, being that I am forced to be in this situation. And that is being proven by all this legal shit too. On top of the fact that it's an inescapable reality I have to fucking find and fight my way out of. Inescapable though. That is the very fuckers who even have come from all that shit where they just deceived and backstabbed and raped their enemies, essentially, fucking now have the technology to find you anywhere. And they just don't tell anyone, right? Because fucking now they're the hero. They did the number one. They did it all. Fuck you. You fucking fake. Go ahead though, I'm sure a lot of them are even still fucking being monitored and watched just for all the crazy shit they do overseas anyway, so. That's probably why they're looking for natives and looking for anyone that they can get stuck on here to make it seem like they were the homeboy they were trying to portray. I'll say it because it gives them a little fucking kick against what they do. So I'll continue with everything. Fucking full on cannibal to me. Fucking, they haven't come out and fucking try to be civil. They have fuckers around who come and stem from that shit who can be civil but don't have the ability to do really fucking shit. They do. But it's just full on cannibal, like I'm saying. So for me, where I come from, we had to defend ourselves from cannibals, people who eat the essence of people, even in a brutal and violent way. So that's what I see, and until I am proven wrong, a lot of this shit just seems like cannibal language, inbred cannibal language, or something that I still need to decode and figure in. But it's almost like gaga, goo goo, but fucking violent, crazy, sexual, or something. So I know a lot of you fuckers are also here with me, so good luck.